Taurus, I'm about to say something that can be a little controversial or triggering, so please make sure before you listen any further that you are spiritually grounded and ready to receive the messages that are about to come out today. Whoever you are, I'm getting a message that your ancestors want to utilize your body so they can help you stand out from the competition. And I heard, whoopee. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie Ghost, but Whoopi Goldberg plays in that movie. And in that movie, you'll see her connecting with a deceased loved one for, I think it's Demi Moore. And she allows her physical vessel to be used as a physical medium. Okay? So you are a channel. You are some of you may be mental mediums, but this is someone with the ability to be a physical medium. Okay? So like I say, the message that came through is that your ancestors want to utilize your body so they can help you stand out from the competition. Okay? So when they said Whoopi, that's immediately where my mind went to. I thought of Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost. So I don't know, Taurus. Let me find out that y'all are out here physical mediums in these spiritual streets. Where's my lighter? So we're going to light some incense. Okay, and get deeper into this message. I'm hearing that you are an enigma. Yes, that's what you are. You are an enigma. Okay, I'm getting at that's why so many people be targeting you. I'm hearing they lost their enigma. So if you don't know, when someone loses their enigma in their bloodline, it's like all hell breaks loose. They have to get you back in that contract. They have to get you back in formation, is what I'm hearing. All right, so your ancestors don't want you to worry. We're going to pull some sacred animal oracles. Let's see. All right, they're extremely proud of you. They've been trying to make contact. I'm hearing for centuries for some of you, but they've been trying to make contact essentially for years. And then you were born. So they've been with you since you were a baby. Taurus, I don't think you know. Like, you have, like, no idea how many people have been, like, plotting on you since the cradle. Okay? Since you were an infant, since you were in the crib, there has been a lot of people with a lot of dark thoughts in regards to making sure you never leave that cradle. I'm hearing the hand that rocks the cradle. I don't know. So I'm just getting channeled messages right now. Let's see what comes out in this deck. Freedom. This kept popping out, y'all. And it says, your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls to you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. So this has a lot to do with your dreams. Okay? You wanting to be free. Your spirit was never able to be broken at a young age. Like, so you may have been raised in conditions that caused you to conform because you felt like there was no way out. And then something happened to you. Either you met a person or you had an encounter or you had an awakening. And when that awakening happened, all hell broke loose in the spirit because you became aware that you can escape the conditions that you were born into. You can escape the traditions, the culture, whatever it is, anything that felt like forbidden, like you could never do it, like someone wouldn't let you do it or something wouldn't let you do it. There was some type of program that you operated from that convinced you that you had to conform. And then one day you woke up and you decided that you don't want to conform anymore. So let's get into my introduction. Welcome back, Taurus, to our secret love nest. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And if you aren't right now, that it gets better later on. I want to shout out all my beautiful Taurians in the comment section. You guys are brave souls. I see y'all. I recognize y'all. I want to thank y'all for treating me the way that you want to be treated. There's something about the past 3 years. Okay. The past 3 years have been very transformational. I'm speaking to someone that's a giver. Okay. As Tauruses in general, a lot of y'all are givers. And you don't like to ask. But I feel like as a collective Taurus energy, we've learned the hard way. Okay, let's reflect for a second. Back in 2023, we learned the hard way. It's what I'm hearing. Then in 2025, Spirit made us ask when we didn't really want to. So Spirit made us ask for the things that we wanted, claim the things that we want. And that was the year where collectively we realized that it didn't matter how good you treated people, how much you gave, they were never going to desire to treat you the same way or to treat you right on their own. So your ancestors ran them all off. That's what I'm hearing. So in 2024, you had a lot of leeches around you. You had a lot of people that were clinging on to you as an energy source, as an energy supply. So here we are, fast forward, it's 2025. And 2025 has been nothing but the best energy. Because a lot of you have been alone, on your own. You haven't had to worry about any drama. But the past 3 years, over the past 3 years, I feel like the biggest lesson that we learned was not to hold on to people, places, or things beyond their expiration date. So you were meant to meet people, go places, do things, but you were meant to also let go and play. Enjoy it for the moment, but release it when it's time to release it. And you have successfully learned that lesson. So we're going to get into some tarot, and we're going to see what other messages are coming out for you, Taurus. All right, so they want to talk about some type of karmic contract. What happens when karmic contracts lose their enigma? Right? So yes, this is for Taurus, but I'm speaking to someone specifically that knows that they're an enigma. You're the beginning and the end to any type of karmic contract, any type of karmic system, any type of perpetual cycle or loop. So whether you want it to or not, karmic retribution is upon a lot of heads. And it has everything to do with you, your free will, because you're that enigma. All right, so there's some type of spiritual war that's happening in the spiritual realm over you being returned back to your conditions, your confinement, your karmic contracts. Like all hell is breaking loose over you, Taurus. And with them being in the process of fighting for the contract that they had with you, fighting for their belief, their tradition, their expectations, it's like you are You're like a casualty at war. So anytime an enigma, or anytime you, the enigma, has to become the casualty at war, that's going to be the only time that someone sees the error of their ways and they want to change. But it's not until something about they get you back. So if you've escaped the conditions and you haven't returned back to that pride, or return back to that land, or return back to those conditions and stood your ground, only you, it's like only the enigma can check those karmic contracts. But it's not until they get you back. So let's see. All right, so I'm not telling you guys what to do in your situations, okay? But Spirit is just revealing to me the spiritual aspect of what I'm seeing energetically, okay? There are people out there that's acting a plumb fool. They're acting a nut behind the scenes, tearing shit up, destroying stuff, bullying other people, really just overall fucking with everything. Trying to find you, trying to get you back, trying to figure out who did this, who's responsible. So a lot of you guys in your karmic contracts, when you left the relationship, when you left the family, when you left the group, whatever you left, there was some type of replacement, or you were replaced. Someone tried to walk in your shoes, try to be you, and then they realized that they weren't the real deal. So you have some type of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm hearing tumble. I heard tumble, but I meant to say tunnel. I don't know, maybe there's going to be like a tumble of events, or like a series of events that are going to play out, that have to play out before someone can fully accept that this is your free will and your choice, and they can't bully you. They can't force you to do anything that you don't want to do. Yeah, so we got a barcode. Something to do with downloads, assimilation. So you're going to start noticing that to get you to want to assimilate back into those like bloodlines, blood ties, relationships, or whatever, they're going to start treating you right. Something about treating you right. I think it's going to feel very weird because you've spent so much time alone. You've spent so much time alone, not having this person as a responsibility, not being responsible for your family, not being responsible for your friends, not being responsible for anyone else's decisions, that it made you feel like you could finally rest and focus on yourself and your abundance. So even if you went back, you still would never be the same. That's what I'm hearing. Even if they promised you things would be better, you wouldn't be the same. And so the only other option that they have is to change. These are people that have some type of like belief system that you gotta have like an honorable death, or like it's honorable for you to sacrifice yourself for these people, places, or things. But if you sacrifice yourself against your free will, it's still not an honorable death. It's still not an honorable loss. And so it wouldn't clear their karma. So they have to figure out what's wrong with you. Damn. What's wrong with you? Yeah, the Ace of Wands. You're a spark. They have to figure out how to get your spark back, how to get your light back. Something about you have to want it. And this may be why you've been sheltered or restricted from exposure in some capacity. Because once you have exposure, once you get a taste of something, of freedom, it's hard to go back to your conditions. It's hard to choose something that you know is no good for you. And this is why you're taught and conditioned that being a rebel and going against these karmic contracts is a sin. Being a nonconformist is a sin. And that it's not smart and it's not wise. Because they won't let you do anything. They'll just lock you up. If they can't control you, they'll lock you up. Some of y'all, they'll actually physically lock you up, even if it's in a cell. I don't know why they want you to be so pessimistic. Why do they want you to be pessimistic? Okay, so if you're hardwired, conditioned, and programmed to be pessimistic about life and look at everything in a negative way, you will be a really good channel, a really good medium. Someone that could tell a person everything wrong that's going to happen in their life, that's going to happen. Will they win that war? Will they, if I do this, what will happen to me? If I overthrow this country, what will happen to me? If I overthrow this state, what will happen to me? If I rob Peter to pay Paul, what will be my outcome? So hardwiring you, programming you to be pessimistic sets you in the perimeter where you would pick up on all the negativity that could be thrown at someone, and then they can use that. They can use that as a way to guarantee their success. Their material success. Make sure that they don't make the wrong decision. And so a lot of you guys probably was the type of person that people consider you a headache, because it's like, oh, all you ever say is what was bad is gonna happen, or all you ever say is don't do this and don't do that, and that's a bad decision, or don't turn left, or you got to do this. They want you like that. As annoying as it may be, you always be right. As annoying as it is to constantly have you pointing out the negative, on some level, they give you shit for it. But since you're always right, they know they gotta listen to you. And so you're like a good luck charm. Someone, an energy that can be exploited. If I have control over you, you'll make sure that I'm the greatest ruler there ever was. You'll make sure that I'm the most successful businessman, businesswoman. You'll make sure that I'm famous. Some of them is just greedy that I get all the money. Having you is like that good luck charm. Because it's making me think of how, royals would have like a spiritual advisor, and they only came to their spiritual advisors when there was a problem and they needed a solution to their problem. So that would mean that the spiritual advisors or the channel was attuned to the frequency of karma, worst case scenarios, which made those enigmas very useful. useful weapons to people in high places. Okay. Conduits of like fortune tellers. But that channel has to be programmed. So you have to sync with your commander in chief. You have to sync with your owner, your master. So something about charming you. So a lot of you guys have met people romantically that will charm you and try to date you because they can see that you're an enigma, that can see all the possibility realm of what could happen to a person in a negative context. And so you're hard on the outside, but in the interior, you're really this soft, emotionally vulnerable inner child. And so those of you that may have spent a lot of time alone, neglected, you have a neglected inner child, they like to sync with that. And if they can't sync with it by way of programming your psyche or programming you to a certain code or activating some type of code in you, then they like to skip that through intercourse. Okay, it's something about a simulation. It's against your free will, but technically, since it was consensual for some of you, it allows them to have power over your free will. What you can connect to, the vibration or frequency you can attune to. Something is very, very interesting here. This is all about willpower, driving your ship, controlling your exterior. What happens when two enigmas get together? I'm curious. Oh shit. So if two enigmas get together, it's an adventure. That's what it says. So it's like you guys take on the persona of each other. That's what I'm getting. Like you both are like two free beings. It's making me think of like Neo and Trinity. How like when they broke free from the Matrix, they kind of did whatever they wanted to do because they weren't used as an energy source to keep a certain paradigm or an illusion. They weren't coded to that anymore. So if one has an awakening, the other person has to have the awakening too. And so I think in part 2 or the last one that came out, it wasn't about Neo anymore. It was about Trinity. Yeah, it was about Trinity having her awakening, and through that metamorphosis, they both were free. Because she was the person that was going to carry them away. Like, this is also your own divine masculine and your own divine feminine within yourself. Okay, spoiler alert, because I have to say this. So, pretty much come to find out, when they built the new Matrix and they changed everything around, Neo and Trinity became the energy source that the matrix was built on. Yeah. And having them simulated into the matrix kept them in the illusion, and they weren't aware that they were even in the matrix. And so the coded storyline that they were given, one would be lonely and lost, and the other one would feel like they had to be overworked and kept busy with responsibility and struggle. But both of them felt like something was off, and to keep them stuck in the simulation, they used the karmic contract with Trinity's husband and her children as a way to keep her conforming and conditioned to her simulation. And then for Neo, they used sedatives and convinced him that he was losing his mind. Yeah. This is deep. So astral traveling, astral projection would be what Neo was doing every time he plugged into the simulation to communicate with Trinity. Okay. But one thing that he didn't do that everyone else was doing was taking away her free will. So when he came, he was saying if she wanted to stay in the simulation or stay and conform to her conditions, he wasn't going to force her. So he just needed to know if she wanted out or not. Something about one person waking up to having that awakening before the other and still not overthrowing the other person's free will in order to have what they want. And so if that meant that she would remain in the simulation because of her conditions, he wasn't going to stop her. Very, very interesting. Let me get my oracles. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place. So just take what resonates and leave the rest, because I'm just channeling as I go. It may make sense to someone, it may not, but that's what I'm getting. It's bigger than black and white. Hearing a song, I think Lil Baby played that song. If that's his name. No. Is it Lil Baby? I don't know, child. Okay, let's see. So I'm seeing here a surrender. Turning yourself in and surrendering. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing you turn yourself in and surrendering and giving up something. Like, I was a fool to come out here. I should have known, like, these people weren't going to let me go. That person wasn't going to let me go. And so, like, I surrender. Because the devil 15 is the contract. So you're surrendering to a condition. What are you, like, someone won't let you go? Someone or some type of contract won't let you go? Oh yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you surrender. Like, I don't want to fight anymore. I surrender. So you're accepting defeat. You're accepting loss. Oh, this is good. Like, I know it looks bad, but this is good. Because, like Spirit said in the channel message, anytime that you surrender and it goes against your free will, that means that they've done their worst. And anytime that you surrender, a transformation happens. A contract is broken. I don't know why it's flipped for you or it's reversed. Because when someone thinks that they won or they got you, really it's a confirmation of the beginning of an end. Anytime that you have to surrender. So anytime you forgive someone or you let go and you stop fighting, instant karma, instant retribution. It's an instant power check. Because you're coded to be free, to be a free spirit. So anytime you have to go against your own free will and that someone tries to possess you and make you feel intimidated, or that you're making poor financial decisions without them, or whatever their reasons are, it's a bad judgment call on their part. Because it's confirmation of danger coming. Yeah, because I think at that point, you let go and your ancestors like step in. They come in like full force. Wop, 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 wop. Fuck them up. Trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Probably strike the chord and it's probably a minor. I'm telling you. These people are not about to know where it came from. The type of struggle, the type of accident, series of unfortunate events. It's just, they're going to run, but they can't hide. The only choice is to change. The only choice that they have is to have a complete and utter transformation. You are a catalyst of change, transformation. Yeah, you have double confirmation. That's how I know the reading is done. There were things that were done with the Ace of Wands. And they did it vigorously. No, it's like, no, keep that same energy. You wanted someone to struggle. You wanted someone to feel pain. You wanted to do all this destruction. And now that you got what you want, start in reverse. You don't like the sound of bad news. Like, this is a rod of correction coming. Next thing you know, they'll be like, you know what, go. You free. You're free to do whatever you want. There's a rod of correction here, wishing that they didn't make this bad investment. Then this is when you come across the situations where people are like, oh, you're the problem ever since you were in my life, and they'd be blaming you for their bad karma. Ever since you came back into my life, or ever since you was in my life, I just been having bad karma. No, the bad karma that they're experiencing comes from trying to overthrow your free will. So I see you letting them have it. Like, you're not finna tell nobody what to do. You're not finna, I feel like you're not saving nobody. You can't, because all you did was surrender. I don't know. Anytime you get to a point where you have to give people what they want, and it's at a detriment to yourself and your free will, that's a bad choice. They celebrate it, and then so you have some like spiritual inheritance coming towards you. You're being passed the baton. The baton is being taken from one person and given to another. So you are the descendant that is about to have the baton passed to them. Yeah, you're not holding no grudges. Okay? Yeah, this is confirmation. If you've been asking yourself, like, am I holding a grudge? Is this happening because I'm holding a grudge? No. You've forgiven the past. And even though you forgave the past and you did what you were supposed to, which is forgive so you can move on, whoever these people are, they still held on to you and didn't want you to thrive without them. Then try to replace you with someone else and hold on to you as spirit, as like financial collateral. And then come to find out it was always your energy all along. It's like, I want to keep you and have someone else on the side, or I want to do something and be over here too. Yeah, third party situations. And now someone is realizing that whatever they try to latch onto, it was only a copycat or a dupe of you. Like, you are the original enigma, and the other third person is like your copycat, your clone. And so that person is like, that whoever that third party energy is spiritually bankrupt, just like they are. And now they want you back. This is someone that thought that they were finally getting you right where they want you. Having you right where they want you. Like, the choices that you were making in your life was finally in alignment with what they want for you. And then they find out that their intentions were impure, that their intentions were wrong, and that they're exposed. So they're not able to hide. And so they're having insomnia, sleepless nights, night terrors, stress, burdens, worried, mental anguish. Some of you guys, it could be a mother figure or someone else's mother or something like that. They're aware that like they were never the chosen person, the chosen one to begin with, or something like that. Like, they were a means for creation, but you were always the enigma. They just aware that they don't have that light. They don't have that power. It's in you. It lives in you. It watches over. Yeah, because you shining. You shine too brightly. Let's get your closing message. So I'm not going to intuit this, but I'm going to do a book divination. I used to do this a while ago, but I feel like this book is calling to me. So if this is where we part, I love you guys, but I'm going to read it and then we're going to close out. All right, where is the book? So we got sharing, number 33. So this is master teacher energy. There is giving in receiving. Wow. We started off this reading talking about giving. Okay. And receiving and giving. So there's giving and receiving and giving. While solitude is necessary at times, our lives also need to be shared for sustainable and healthy living as well as growth. The true sharing of ourselves does not take anything away from us. It is not about giving all that we have. It does not come from a place of fear or lack or bartering mindset. We freely offer what we have from a place of abundant love and a sense of completeness. True receiving is from this state too. Our spirit self opens in communion with those who are safe and of a pure heart, those who are not our individuals, who require our discernment and refrain when sharing. To discriminate between who and what enhances or depletes our energy is necessary. If there is a constant feeling that something is not right or does not make sense, then it probably is not the right choice for us to continue engaging with that person, group, or organization. It is okay to take time to find and gradually get to know our circle of transparent and trustworthy people, those who we feel safe and comfortable enough with to open, to connect, to open to, cannot be forced or accumulated in a rush. It is okay to ask when unsure whether something unspoken is expected in return for receiving what seems to be freely given. True sharing is transparent and expects no form of payment in exchange. Whether others give back of their own Whether others give back of their own volition is irrelevant to individuals who are not motivated by giving in order to get. The giving and receiving through knowing others and being known is the greatest sharing of all. There is much empowering value in truly seeing and being seen, hearing and being heard, and loving and being loved by one circle. Shared experiences can heal and support us in all facets of life. Together, we can become more of who we are. We are exponentially enhanced by the diversity of experience and multiple perspectives when we are in good and genuine company. When our presence, willingness, wisdom, and abundance is mutually brought to the table, we grow in ways that are inaccessible to us when alone. The featured woman encouraged you to look at where sharing is and is not in your life. Where does it feel good and where does it not? With whom do you share of yourself? Where do you hold back and why? If it is for a good reason, excellent. If not, it might be worth test sharing something with the safest people in your life who you enjoy being around. If you are a taker but not a giver, really explore the reasons why you do not reciprocate. Is there a specific fear that you can identify or something to lose at stake? Be kind and compassionate with why you believe that you have nothing to give. When you are ready, challenge the validity of this limiting belief thwarting you. Sharing need not involve anything material. It can be a walk with someone, your time, a smile, or a conversation. Guardian's message: giving and receiving within your circle magnifies the energy, growth, and love in your life. Oh my God, Taurus, I love you guys so much. I am so glad I got to spend this quality time with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. May these messages continue to bring you eternal peace on your journey. Bye, Taurus.